Hello, welcome to the north of France and welcome to Roazhon Park, the home, of course, of Rennes. We're here for this massive UEFA Europa Conference League second leg in the last 16. Leicester have this 2-0 advantage heading into the second leg tomorrow. Matt, here we are. We finally made it, didn't we?
Eventually.
To the north of France.
Yep.
What a stadium, by the way, firstly. It's pretty impressive, isn't it?
It is impressive, that's the word, Batesy. Look at that amphitheatre from times gone by, isn't it? Gladiators going to war. The scene is set, but it's got, listen, that's a slight dramatisation maybe, but it's got that old school feel for sure, and typical sort of European football arena, isn't it? Somewhere that the players and fans alike will really enjoy.
What do you think the key is, Matt, to silencing the crowd? Obviously getting an early goal would be brilliant and just what Brendan Rodgers would want, but if the crowd are going to get behind Rennes, which we assume they will do, we've been talking about it, silencing them early, keeping the ball for 10 minutes at the beginning of the game?
Yeah, all the usual ways, but none better than getting that first goal. And I think especially with the scoreline as it is, with Leicester having that 2-0 advantage, the first goal is going to have massive influence on the eventual outcome. Ultimately, Leicester have got to go out there and perform.
Let's hear then from Brendan Rodgers. He's been speaking ahead of the game, of course, to the media, and he's got one aim for this competition, and that's to win it.
You don't enter into any competition other than to win it. And when we arrived into here and got our head around that we just missed out on the Europa League qualification coming into this competition, then again takes that extra focus, and for that we would love to go all the way in it, like every other team. So, but the concentration period now is just to get through this tie. With first leg, we've got a really good advantage, but we know we're going to have to suffer. We're going to have to endure a little bit in Rennes. But we also know that we can, with our game and with our quality, that we can go there and get through the tie. Get through that takes us through into the quarterfinals, and then and we have experience of cups and winning and cup competition here. So if we get through this tie, it's going to give us that extra motivation again to keep going all the way through to the final.
Well, it's quite clear and obvious, Matt, isn't it, what Brendan Rodgers and what this Leicester team are aiming for in this competition?
Ultimate success, going on and winning it, and rightly so. It's the only attitude to have, really, isn't it? Like he says, into any competition, you want to go as far as possible and achieve the ultimate prize. Leicester are capable of that. There's a lot of work to be done between now and then, for sure, and one stage at a time. But they've set themselves up a good platform, that's for sure, haven't they? They'll come here in a very positive frame of mind.
In these European games, there's always a player that faces the media as well. This time at Seagrave this week, it was the turn of Dewsbury-Hall, and he was asked what Brendan Rodgers has been saying to the squad ahead of this second leg.
He said, just relax. He knows it's a big game for everyone at the club and for all of the fans, and we know that we're treating it as a massive game, but we don't want to have that as a negative impact on our performance. We want to be relaxed out there. Know that when we're doing exactly what we know we can do, then we're more than capable of winning the game. So no matter what happens in the game, we go one goal up, we go one goal behind. We don't get flustered, we relax, and we just play our game, because everyone knows we've got great quality in the squad, and we're favouring this tournament to go far. So we're going to be taking that into the game, and he's just said to us, play your game, and if you do that, then you'll be more than good enough to progress.
Always great, Matt, isn't it, hearing from Dewsbury-Hall, and what a remarkable season he's having. He's very much one of the main men, certainly, in that midfield now for Brendan Rodgers.
Yeah, and that's reflected really in the fact that he's put forward to speak at the press conference prior to a big European game, and shows his confidence that the manager's got in him, but his position within the squad as well. Talks very well, talks like a player who's mature beyond his years. And the words that he's spoken about there that have come from Brendan Rodgers, quite obvious really. They're quite sort of, not stereotypical, but what you expect. But the players just need reminding, because things can go different ways once they get out there on the field of play. It very rarely goes totally to plan, does it? Leicester have got to be prepared for all eventualities, not be ruffled by any adversity that comes their way. That's the key of getting through a tie over two legs in the long run. But Leicester have set themselves up well, haven't they, for sure. And all things considered, they're becoming in really confident.
Yeah, just finally, I'm going to get you to stick your neck out. How do you see it going tomorrow?
How do I see it going? Now, there's a question. I mean, again, I've just said there, on the night, anything can happen. I think it's going to be a tough game, for sure. I think you'll see a different Rennes here than you did at the King Power, for sure. That, they didn't look to have too much bite in attacking areas, but when that's obviously not the case ordinarily, so Leicester need to be at their strongest, don't they? But on the flip side of that, Leicester have shown already that they can penetrate this Rennes defence, and they did so very cutely, didn't they, on a couple of occasions, which has set them up well. Tight game, fiercely fought. I've got to say, ultimately, Leicester go through.
Hopefully so. It's a 5:45 kick-off English time, so join us for Matchday Live from 4:15 on LCFC TV for the game. As Matt said, Leicester have already put 2 goals past Rennes in this tie in the first leg, so let's leave you with those goals from a week ago.
Ball over the top into the right boot of Harvey Barnes, and his first touch takes him in beyond Traore. Paul pulled back to the edge of the area. Oh, right hand! Smashes it into the net to give the Foxes the lead as we hit the half-hour mark. A player remembered for famous European goals. Well, he's just banged that one in from the edge of the area. Rennes giving the ball away, it's Maddison, and then Tielemans to the right, it's Mark Albrighton, pulls it back to Iheanacho, left-footed shot! And there's a 2-goal cushion that Leicester City will take to France for the second leg in 7 days' time.